How long has it been since I last felt the heartbeat of another? How long has it been since I'd been loved? How long has it been since I saw a human face? These questions had plagued me for years. 2? 4? 10? I've lost count. They say that when you have eternity to yourself, you start to count the days that go by. What they don't tell you is that you'll eventually get sick of it, stop for a while, and then realize you've lost your sense of time. I'd love to go somewhere else, somewhere other than this forested ravine. But my body is here, so I am here, and I'm forced to stay. I can't even reach high enough to look over the ridge and see if anyone's nearby. I've given up calling out for help long ago. No one would be able to hear me anyway. My voice doesn't travel in my current state. My only source of comfort is my doll. Long ago, my daddy, who worked as a barber back in Down, had it made using clippings of my own hair to make her look more real. She still looks pretty and has all of her hair, despite all of the dirt and dead leaves. This doll had a lot of good memories with me from before I got lost. Play dates, tea parties, dress up. I was happy. I felt loved. Even though that love only came from Daddy and a doll. Mistake, I'd sometimes hear Mommy say whenever she was talking about me. She shouldn't have been born, she'd scream in frustration. If you don't get rid of her, I will. One day, I couldn't take it anymore. Mommy hated me, and she wanted me gone. I'm not a bad girl. I didn't understand why she hated me so much, but I didn't want her to be mad anymore, so I ran away. I can't remember how I ended up at the bottom of a ravine, though. It probably caught me by surprise when I fell in. I don't remember any pain. I must have died quickly. I've heard it's better to die fast, so I'm thankful for that much. Daddy came looking for me one day soon after. I tried to call up to him, but he couldn't hear my ghostly voice. He soon left, and I was alone in this rocky pit with no way out. It's lonely down here. I'm still a child in spirit, but my mind has grown beyond the desire for a doll's company. The old lump of cotton-stuffed cloth with my own hair isn't much of a real conversationalist. I don't even care about how much time has passed or how dirty my favorite toy has gotten. I just want to get out of here. I want to rest in peace, or at least know love again. One day, the sounds of people chattering above catches my ear. Someone's coming close to the ravine. I don't even try to call up to them. There's no point. Hey, there's something down here. It looks like a doll of some kind. I look up to see a young lady peering over my ravine. Her clothes are strange, and her short black hair hides some of her face. A doll? A guy's voice calls from nearby. Leave it. You know the stories about random dolls found in the woods. I don't want an evil ghost in my apartment. Laughter echoed from somewhere I couldn't see. The young lady started climbing down on a mess of tree roots that hung into the ravine. You know, I don't believe stuff like that is real. Now that she's down here, I can see her face better. Way too much black makeup, if you ask me. But I've been down here for a while, so styles have probably changed a lot. She leans down and picks up my old doll, seemingly in awe by it. Besides, you know I love this kind of thing. What, she likes filthy old toys that are probably full of rot? I've really been down here a long time. It's your funeral, Emma. Just don't bring that thing into my place. Another guy called down. Emma started climbing back up the roots and out of the ravine. As she went, I could feel a tug in my core pulling me up with her. That same tug that kept me in the ravine for all of these years. I followed the pull as best I could and found myself hovering above the ravine for the first time in so long. Emma returned to her group, who all wore similar clothing to hers, and they gathered around pitching tents and building a campfire. As Emma wandered around the campsite, doing her own things, gathering firewood, conversing with her friends, that spectral tug kept pulling me to follow her around until she dropped my doll in her tent to join everyone around the fire. My spirit was bound to my doll. Wherever it went, I had no choice but to go. The night went on with everyone chatting with each other, telling jokes, and sharing ghost stories. Then Emma started to tell one, and it piqued my interest. There was once a rich baroness who lived in a mansion on the far side of the woods. She fell in love with a barber, and they both got married against her parents' wishes. But one day, she discovered that he had an affair with another woman who died tragically, and he came home with their child. The Baroness was furious with him and reluctantly allowed him and the child to stay. One day, the little girl ran away from home and was never seen again. Some say her spirit wanders the forest in search of peace that will never come. Well, that's a few things she got wrong. I never wandered the forest. I was stuck in a ravine, and I didn't care about peace. I just wanted to know love one last time. To hear a ghost story about myself, and it being as accurate as it was a little scary, but at least I wasn't forgotten. The night went on, and eventually everyone went to their tents to sleep. It was nice to have people around after so long, even if they were a bit strange to me. When morning came, everyone packed up their things and went home. Emma brought my doll with her, so I had to tag along. Arriving at her place, Emma was immediately tackled by a young girl who appeared to be her younger sister. The little one, about my age when I died, spotted my doll and immediately started fawning over it. "Cool it, Carol. If you want this, you gotta wait until it's been cleaned up first." Emma smiled as she stepped around the little one to a room in the back of the house. She dropped the doll into a washing machine and set it on its way until it looked almost brand new. In the weeks that followed, little Carol would hardly leave my old doll alone. She loved it with that childish passion that only a happy little kid could have. Maybe it was empathy for the doll. Maybe it was an effect of my spiritual connection to it. But whenever Carol showed love to the old toy, I felt it. I felt loved. As my soul started to drift away, I left my old toy with a subtle message to the family who found it. A little smile and a single tear, which soaked into the worn fabric unseen.